What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Torino Career Mode. This is episode number 82, and we start today's episode off by seeing that Danilo is returning from injury, which is great to see. Obviously got a training injury at the start of the month, as we're now in September, and he's coming back from injury, which is great. Obviously got the plaster next to his name, so not ready just yet, but we'll ease him back into the first team, and it's good to see as well, because I do believe it's already his second injury of the season, and we're only into mid-September, because he got one right at the start of the season in pre-season. But anyway, we take on Chievo Verona for the first game of today's episode here, taking on Chievo Verona away in Verona, and the first chance would fall directly from kickoff as well. And just whilst you're watching the gameplay here, I do want to say this is our final season with Torino, as you guys know. I am contemplating on simming some league games this season, not away fixtures, but home league games against opponents who are probably in the bottom 6-7 places. I might simulate some games. I'm not too sure yet, so if you, like me, are not a big fan of simulation, then I'm not too sure I'm going to do it, but I might do one or two this season just to speed things up a little bit in games that are usually considered bankers, but we'll have to wait and see. I just thought I'd say that straight away just before it starts happening and you guys weren't aware I was going to start simulating a few games, because as you guys know, in my career modes I don't simulate very many, if any at all, in an entire series. Still taking on Chievo Verona for the first game of today's episode, the first of three. First chance fell to us, then Chievo Verona had a good chance there, but Bernie made a good save, and in the 41st minute a great chance for us to open the scoring after some nice passing. Lorenzo Motta plays a brilliant through ball towards Neymar. Our Brazilian takes on the Chievo Verona defender, beats him, cuts inside to shoot, and finds the bottom corner as well. Really good finish by Neymar, and here's a question for you guys. How many Serie A goals will Neymar end up with at the end of the season? How many do you think he's going to score? So just Serie A goals, not Champions League and TIM Cup as well, just Serie A goals. How many league goals do you think Neymar is going to score come the end of the season? That's his third already. He's looking really, really good already. Of course, I am planning to have him as my main striker, replacing Sergio Aguero, his third already. I'm going to say he'll hit... 25 goals for Neymar. That's my opinion, because don't forget, he probably will get some rest in a few games to play in Champions League games and so on. So Neymar for me, I'm going to go 25 league goals this season. How many do you think he's going to score though? Let me know in the comments. It'll be interesting to see if any of you get it right come the end of the season. Still in the 53rd minute, we've almost made it 2-0. Darmian's wicked volley goes just over the bar and behind for a goal kick, and in the 80th minute it was still 1-0 to Torino. Chievo Verona did have one chance in the first half, but to be honest, they weren't doing too much. And as Immobile gets played forward here, he stops the ball, takes it around the man, and finesses the ball in off the post into the back of the net, and Ciro Immobile, who came off the bench, makes it Chievo Verona 0, Torino 2. So brought on Immobile, and of course he has lost his place in the starting 11 now with the introductions of Neymar, Sterling, and of course Lucas, who came in on a pre-contract as well. We changed the formation, only playing one up top. Neymar is that lone striker. Immobile is now a bench player, but he's still going to get us goals. You know, we know this guy is always going to score. Last season he lost his place as the main man when Dybala and then Aguero came in, but he never sulked, he never complained, he still scored goals, and he's going to do the same again, this time from the bench. But Immobile scores, makes it 2-0, and that was how the game would finish. It was all about possession in this game, as you can see, 60-40 for us. Only 6 shots we registered. I thought we had 1 or 2 more, but 3 are on target, and of course 2 goals as well. Neymar was my player of the game. Don't forget to comment, let me know how many goals you think he's going to score this season in the Serie A, and a really solid performance all around. It was one of those games which were controlled, if you know what I mean. Like, we could have gone on and put the foot on the gas and went to try and score 3, 4, 5 goals, but I just thought, you know, we had ourselves the goal lead. Chievo Verona didn't really look threatening. We just passed the ball around, retained possession, and didn't tire ourselves out. And we took on Genoa for the second of 3 games in today's episode. Another game here in the Serie A, back at the Stadio Olimpico de Torino. Obviously, so far right now in the league, 3 wins from 3. So now taking on Genoa, hoping to make it 4 wins out of 4. Of course, Genoa, last season's opponents in the TIM Cup final. Of course, we beat them in the Super Coppa this year as well to start the season off. So taking on Genoa, hopefully getting another win. The first chance would fall to us, but Perrin made a really good save from that free kick. Fantastic stop by the young goalkeeper, and eventually cleared into touch. But from the throwing, Gabbiadini takes it quickly, gives it to Neymar, offloads towards Darmian here, who shoots, and again it's Perrin beating the ball away and keeping it 0-0. So a really good couple of saves there from Perrin. It was still goalless, but from the corner, Darmian crosses the ball in, looks for John Anthony Brooks, and the American heads it past Perrin. Finally, he's beaten, and we do open the scoring in the 22nd minute. So John Anthony Brooks, like Lucas, came in on a pre-contract for this season. He's taken Maximovic, our captain's place at the heart of defence, alongside Lorenzo Arialdo, but of course we'll be rotating them as they go along all season. But either way, gets his first goal for the club here, a really solid header, and it's Torino 1, Genoa 0. And in the 28th minute, a good chance to make it 2-0. Raheem Sterling gets on the ball, takes it around his man with a quick little ball roll, goes through the centre here, goes to shoot as well, but Perrine denies him. Another great save and keeps it at 1-0. So Perrine looking very, very good early on in this game, despite having to pick the ball out of the back of his own net just once. But in the 35th minute, we won ourselves a free kick here. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, our regular free kick taker, was on the bench, so Gabbiadini stood up to take it, and as you can see, it also scored it as well. A wonderful free kick goal by Manolo Gabbiadini there. I believe it's his first free kick goal he scored for us, despite his very good stats. But Çalhanoğlu, like, I really want to score another free kick with him before the series is over. But Gabbiadini and Grenier are both, have both scored, at least one each, and Çalhanoğlu's only scored one out of like 100 attempts. Well, maybe not that many, but a lot of attempts anyway. So I'm thinking maybe whenever Çalhanoğlu's on the pitch, if either Gabbiadini or Grenier are on there, I'll probably give it to one of those two instead, because Çalhanoğlu takes the most of them, but he rarely ever scores. But still, Gabbiadini scores that one, a really nice free kick. It's his first of the season, and he makes it Torino 2, Genoa 0. And in 55th minute, a great chance to make it 3-0 as we go on the break here. It's Grenier on the ball, takes it around his man and shoots from range, but it goes harmlessly over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So still 2-0, but Genoa didn't really get going in this game, to be honest. They weren't really looking very good at all. We were playing far better. And in the 61st minute, we had another good chance for a free kick here. Gabbiadini's already scored one, so he said, you know what, team player, let's be selfless, give it to Grenier, see if he can score one as well, and us two can make a claim to try and be the regular first team free kick takers. Grenier strikes it, but it goes just wide the post and behind for a goal kick. So still Torino 2, Genoa 0, and it was how the game will finish as well, 2-0 to Torino. Just like the Chievo Verona game, a really solid performance and a controlled win for us too. We had the vast majority of chances, and Genoa, they did actually record one shot. They had one shot in the entire game, but it didn't count on the stats for some reason. But either way, as you can see by the stats there, 12 and 7 shots compared to what should have been 1 and 1, because Burnley had a simple save. But either way, a 2-goal scoreline and a thoroughly deserving victory. Genoa just didn't really get going whatsoever, and we definitely deserved the win. So really pleased to get another win, and 100% start to the season in the league continues. So far, we've won every single game apart from one, which was of course the game against Porto in the Champions League. And we take on Sampdoria, 43rd and final game of today's episode here, racing through the fixtures in today's episode, taking on Sampdoria here. Currently 4 from 4, a perfect start right now as we go in defence of our Serie A title, trying to win it for a 3rd successive season. Taking on Sampdoria, in the first season they did okay, but since then haven't really done too much in this career mode. But taking them on here away from home, and the first chance would fall to us in the 31st minute. We had a free kick here, and Hakan Çalhanoğlu was given the honours by Raheem Sterling. He lets the Turkish midfielder take it, and his wait for another free kick goal continues. He's got some incredible stats, but I just can't get it sorted with him. His curve is too high for my liking. It's a good save by the goalkeeper in fairness, but either way, he's still looking for just his 2nd free kick goal. But he may not score too many goals nowadays, Çalhanoğlu, but he does pick up a lot of assists, and he gets one here as well. In the 41st minute, we open the scoring through Lorenzo Motta, one of our academy graduates, the only one in the first 11 right now. A really nice free kick by Çalhanoğlu, plays it perfectly, and Lorenzo Motta wins the ball in the air, heads it past Fiorio, and does open the scoring. A really, really solid header by Motta, who I said before, his biggest downfall about him as an academy player, only 17 years old, is his ability in the air, because he's quite small for a player that's got great heading accuracy. But either way, he scores that header there to shut me up, and he makes it Sampdoria 0, Torino 1. But in the 53rd minute here, a good chance for Sampdoria, but this shot by Roberto Soriano, I think it was, goes way off target and behind for a goal kick. But in the 58th minute, how about this? Neymar takes it round his man with a Berber spin here, gets himself inside, he's about to shoot. The Sampdoria player makes an absolutely superb challenge, last ditch interception. It's Lulic here, the number 31, but the referee awards a penalty to Torino, and I was like, are you serious? Neymar gets inside there. That is a superb challenge. Darmian sort of gets in the way of the replay, but you would have saw it. He only just about makes contact with him after he's won the ball. It was an absolutely amazing challenge by the Sampdoria defender. Brilliant last ditch tackle there, and the referee gives a penalty, and I was like, are you absolutely serious? That is nowhere near a penalty. So usually, as you guys know, when we get those penalties, we'll chip them down the middle. But for this one, I just thought, do you know what? That was such a ridiculous one. I'm not even going to give the goalkeeper a chance of not saving it and trying to give myself a chance of scoring it. It was a ridiculous penalty decision. Should never have been given. So I gave it to Bernie and just decided to blaze the ball into the stands intentionally. So still Sampdoria 0, Torino 1. We missed a penalty intentionally, because I know some people may say that's just ridiculous, but to me, like, I don't like to win games completely unfairly like that. And, we were 1 goal up in the game. Sampdoria weren't doing too much. I still felt confident about our chances of winning the game anyway. And that penalty decision, in my opinion, was one of the most ridiculous ones I've ever seen. It was a brilliant challenge, so I didn't feel right about scoring it. So I missed it intentionally, and it's still Sampdoria 0, Torino 1. Would we come back to rue that missed penalty? Well, thankfully for us, Bernie makes up for missing that penalty there intentionally by making a really good save and turns this shot behind for a corner. So Sampdoria tried to get themselves back in the game late on, but from the corner, which Bernie conceded after making a great save, it's crossed in by Roberto Soriano. It's headed away, not fully dealt with, but eventually it comes to Lucas Moura, who plays it forward towards Immobile off the bench. He's got the fresh legs down the left-hand side. Instead of running on the one-on-one against the defender himself, he holds the ball up, sees a man out wide, waits and waits and waits, gives it to him. It is Lucas who gave Immobile the ball, who cuts inside with a ball roll. Lovely piece of skill here, and what about that for a finish by Lucas Moura? Absolutely superb from our Brazilian, and he makes it Sampdoria 0, Torino 2. So the points are in the bag now. We're going to get another win. It's going to be 5 wins out of 5, the perfect start to the Serie A season. 2-0 to Torino, and a really good finish by Lucas. That's his first goal since coming in. A really, really nice strike there after a couple of nice skill moves, and a great finish to make it Sampdoria 0, Torino 2. And it was how the game would finish as well. So in the end, we would not rue that missed penalty. I didn't think we would, and in the end, a good solid performance sees us win another game with Torino. 5 wins from 5 to start the Serie A season off with. We are desperate to win the league again for a third successive time as we go in defence of all 4 of those trophies, and that was a really solid display there. Sampdoria did have more possession, but I felt we still deserved the win anyway, based on the shots and, of course, the goals. But that does end the episode, guys. So, as always, a big thank you for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Torino Career Mode, then please do leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Torino Career Mode very soon.